My name is Takehiro Mitsuishi. I'm 32 years old and an ordinary single guy. I'm going to talk about the commotion caused by my younger sister and her husband. My sister, Tomie, who is 5 years younger than me, is now a housewife. Her husband, Michiaki, is 2 years younger than me and is the son of a small and medium business. They've been married for 2 years and don't have any children at the moment. I thought they were doing fine, but one day I got a call from my sister.
My husband wants to have a family meeting.
Huh? Why? Her husband wanted to discuss something with me and my parents. I sensed something disturbing and decided to ask her about the details. I met with her and asked her about it. It all started from a text message she sent to Michiaki, which read something like this.
What time can you come home today?
I might be late. What's wrong?
I know I should tell you in person.
What is it? I'm curious. I'd like you to tell me if you can.
Okay then, I will. I haven't been getting my period lately, and I thought it was weird. So I went to an obgyn to get checked.
Does that mean?
You already guessed, right? I'm 3 months pregnant! We're finally having our long-awaited baby!
Are you sure?
Of course! I had it thoroughly examined by a specialist. I'm so happy for us! We've been trying for so long, but we just couldn't. I was afraid I might be infertile, so I'm relieved.
I see.
What's wrong? You don't seem so happy. You so moved that you don't have words?
No, it's not like that. You're sure you're pregnant?
That's what I've been telling you. Honestly, what's wrong? I thought you wanted kids too, right?
That's true, but...
Well, I understand you must be confused now that you're suddenly told you're going to be a father. But we have 7 months before the baby comes out. Better get your mind in order by then.
Okay, let's have a family meeting.
Huh?
They decided to have a family meeting after going through this ambiguous process. Of course, my sister was not convinced. But Michiaki didn't give a good explanation after he returned home and insisted on having a meeting with everyone in the family. She didn't have a choice but to contact us. I couldn't say anything at this point and concluded that I'd have to ask for more details on the day of the meeting. A week later, it was the day of the family meeting, but I was running a little late due to work and arrived at my parents' house an hour after the appointed time. What the hell did you do?
Ouch! Stop it! Listen to me!
To my surprise, my dad had grabbed my sister by the hair and was dragging her around. Of course, I quickly pulled him away from her and took her outside for the time being to ask what had happened. My parents, my sister, and her husband gathered at my parents' house. And this is what Michiaki said the first thing he opened his mouth. Tomoe says he's pregnant, but it's not my child. There was no intimacy between us this past 6 months. In other words, he claimed that she had an affair and conceived a child with her lover. When my parents heard this, they were furious. My father, who was so pissed off, didn't even listen to what she had to say and went on that rampage. I decided to go back into the room with her and talk again.
We were intimate. I didn't have an affair.
No excuses! Just get down on your knees and apologize right now!
I'm disappointed.
My parents still won't listen to her. I couldn't stand the sight of them. Dad, Mom, calm down. There's no proof either way. If we do a DNA test after birth, we'll know for sure. I thought I was giving a perfectly honest option. No, I'm sorry, but I can't wait that long. I want a divorce immediately. Michiaki intervened, and once again, the situation was about to get worse. It was obvious things were going to get out of hand. I suggested that we end this for now and talk about it later when things had cooled down. Michiaki insisted on going to get the divorce papers now, but I stopped him with my brother-in-law pressure. I couldn't let my sister and Michiaki go back to the same house, so we decided to have her stay with me at my place for the time being. She was so shocked she couldn't get out of the bed. I wanted to be there for her the whole time, but I had to work. 2 days after this tumultuous family meeting, I received this text from my sister while I was at work.
Sorry to bother you at work. Do you have a minute?
Yeah, no problem. How are you feeling?
Feeling much better. Thank you so much, Takahiro. It would have been a lot worse without you.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, Michiaki said that, but did you cheat on him? Of course, I don't think you had an affair. I'm just checking the facts.
I didn't have an affair, that's for sure. We were intimate sometimes, although it was getting less frequent. And the fact that I got pregnant isn't surprising to me at all.
And yet, Michiaki stubbornly refuses to admit it and insists that you had an affair. What's going on? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea either. It's not like he didn't want kids.
And I wanted to ask you this too. Why are Dad and Mom so pro Michiaki? Normally, you'd want to be on your own daughter's side.
Michiaki is good-natured and comes from a good family. That's why Dad and Mom liked him even before we got married. Besides, he paid for the remodeling of their house, invited them on a trip to a luxury hot spring resort, and so on. He's treated them pretty well.
Even then, that wasn't right, was it?
To be honest, it's not the first time. When we had an argument a while ago, my parents knew about it for some reason and told me it was all my fault.
They've completely softened up. They're our parents, but I'm lost for words. Anyways, what do you want to do now? Do you want to start over with him?
As you can imagine, I don't want to start over. But I don't want to just go through with a divorce as if to give in either.
I totally agree with her opinion. There are still too many things that don't add up, and if we go through with it as they are, she'll be confirmed to have committed adultery. There are two things I want to make clear. One is, why is he insisting that she committed adultery? The other is, why did he hold a family meeting? Normally, a couple would discuss this issue together, but I felt uncomfortable with the fact that he went to the trouble of gathering our family and suddenly accusing her. Anyway, I couldn't go anywhere with thinking about it on my own, so I went to a detective named Kimura, whom I'd met through work. I asked him to investigate Michiaki's background and gather information. About a week later, how's it going? I'm putting together a report right now. Can you give me a quick rundown? You're impatient as usual. My sister's involved. My apologies. Well, it's fine. Let's see, about Michiaki's regular life. Apparently, he goes to a club. Club? Yes, a club in Ginza where you can have drinks with the ladies. He seems to be very fond of one of the hostesses there. He's not having an affair with her, is he? I can't say. They seem to be quite friendly. There were many times where they were alone together, so-called accompanying or after hours. To be honest, that's unbelievable enough. But they never stayed in a hotel together or went to either of their homes. So you're saying there was no physical relationship? Not necessarily. He's in the middle of a divorce with his wife right now, right? Then there's a possibility that he's holding back so as not to give you anything to use against him. In fact, there are detectives like me snooping around. Either way, I'd have to be able to capture the decisive scene. Wait a minute. You said a club in Ginza, right? Yes. I don't know the details, but isn't it very expensive? Of course. It's a world where it costs several thousand yen just to sit down. If you're going to the club, then you must go there quite often, right? Not only that, he seems to be contributing quite a bit in the way of gifts and other luxury items. Thanks. Please send me the report too. Kimura's story was what sparked the idea in my head, and after that, I ran around and researched everything. Then, I decided to hold another family meeting at my parents' house. The members were the same as last time. Brother, don't you think you're getting too involved? This is a problem between us couples, Michiaki said grimly. How dare he, when he was the one who brought the family into this in the first place. I'm here as her representative rather than her brother today. I've decided to be her lawyer for the divorce. I'm a lawyer who mainly deals with divorce issues. I'm proud to say that I have a good track record. I showed Kimura's report and photos to everyone. First of all, it seems that Michiaki has been very close to a hostess named Reina for about a year. I hear you go to the club every week and give her gifts. Michiaki thought he couldn't get away with it since I even had pictures. So what? It's normal for wealthy adults to go to clubs, right? He decided to stand his ground. The question is, where did he find the money to go to the club in Ginza and give away luxury items? Excuse me, but it's impossible with your current income, isn't it? This is his weak point. As expected, Michiaki was dismayed and became silent. So I continued. I looked into it with the client's cooperation and found that there's almost nothing in the couple's account for savings. The client has absolutely no idea where it all went. But did you use this money? That's right. He'd gotten his hands on the money his parents had given him as a wedding gift, as well as the money my sister had been saving steadily before the marriage. But here again, he stood his ground. It doesn't matter, does it? It's my money and I can use it for whatever I want. But here comes my real trump card. But the point is, even if you were to transfer all the money in the account, it would still not come close to what you've spent over the past year. And with the help of a person, I was able to find out where you got the rest of the money from. Here, the other person came in. Dad? What the hell did you do, you idiot? Here comes his father. It might be better to say the president of the company Michiaki works for. I had the accountant look into it in detail. Of all, how could you have had your hands on the company's money? Michiaki had even used the company's money to spend on that hostess. Let's get the story straight. First of all, Michiaki used not only his family's savings account, but also the company's money to pay tribute to a hostess named Reina. I don't know if his efforts were worth it or if it was just his imagination, but he decided to leave my sister and be with her. But there was a big problem with that. If he divorced her in the usual way, it'd be revealed that the money in the house was all gone when the property was to be divided. This might even lead to the discovery of his own embezzlement. Then, at the right time, he was told my sister was pregnant, and he took advantage of that to frame her for adultery. The reason was that they had signed a prenup that said, in the event of a divorce due to adultery, I waive my right to the division of property. He went to the trouble of holding a family meeting, probably to get our parents, who were very fond of Michiaki, involved and to get them on his side. Perhaps he had the intention of making a big deal out of it and quickly finalize the divorce on the spur of the moment. Whatever the case may be, he could no longer get away with anything. I'm sorry! It won't happen again! He got down on his knees to his own father and begged for forgiveness. But his stern father relentlessly turned Michiaki into the police. The amount of embezzled money was more than several million yen, and he probably won't avoid a criminal record. Our parents were sorry and they apologized, but my sister said,
I'm sorry, but I don't think I can forgive you for some time. I don't know about the future, but at least for now, I won't contact you, won't expect you to.
It's not clear if they'll ever see their grandchildren, but I'm with her on that opinion. It's no wonder as they didn't trust their own daughter and took the side of such a con man.